Hello all and welcome to another video. In today's video we will be discussing the fursuit making do's and don'ts. Let's get right into it. Now don't number one will be don't use cardboard. Now I know it's tempting, you don't have the foam, you don't have the money for the foam, but you do have those cardboard boxes lying around. Now something you've probably heard before is that those cardboard boxes can develop very dangerous black mold, which is toxic and can kill you. And I don't want anybody at all to be dying from anything. Really. Especially not when they're trying to express their creativity through making a fursuit head and they use cardboard and then they die. Because expressing your creativity isn't a way that you want to go out. Do find some nice foam. Now, I get my foam from Walmart. They have really nice high-density foam there. They have these super long foam rolls. I think they're like a foot, I don't know. But that's what I use for my head bases. I also use this thick, like bluish green, whatever high-density foam that they have there. I think it's like 3 inches thick. That's 3 inches thick. And basically, you just use that. It's much better than using cardboard. Don't use paper for your eyes. Using paper for your eyes is a very bad idea for a multitude of reasons, but I'm only going to cover some. One, paper is easily damaged. If you use paper for your eyes, you will have eyes that probably cave in, rip, tear, or get ruined when it rains. You do not want your fursuit eyes to fall apart in the rain. Don't use cardboard either. I already stated why you shouldn't use cardboard in fursuit heads, but cardboard is like, if it gets rained on, you know, it'll probably get moldy or something. Do carve out your muzzle. The reasoning behind this is if you don't, you will not be able to breathe. As if the fur and the foam is insulating your head wasn't enough, if you don't carve out your muzzle, you are going to suffocate. You won't be able to breathe and you might pass out. All of my heads have carved out muzzles that go, don't mind the thunder outside, that go deeper up into the head as you go back. His muzzle carving starts about like deep in here and then gets up to here. That leaves enough space for your teeth and allows you to breathe. Don't use cheap, low-quality fur. Now, I know, you can't afford good fur. If you're a beginner fursuit maker, this is perfectly okay. But if you're trying to take commissions, I would recommend checking out Fur Boutique on Etsy. That's where I get most of my fur from. Well, I used to. Now I just shop on Amazon. But they have some really good fur. That's where I got this red fur from. It's actually very nice, very soft. The lighter the color is, the softer the fur. I think that's also where I got the black fur from, or did I? No, I ordered that off of Amazon. But the lighter the color, the softer the fur. It's great. And if you use, the reasoning that you don't use like basic craft fur you can find at your local craft store or whatever, is because it won't look very good. It's very cheap. It's probably easy to rip and tear. It's made for more stuffed animals, but you should get luxury shag or some good high quality fur, even short fur, from online, maybe from fursuitsupplies.com, which I don't shop on, but I have seen. However, they are often out of stock. Do use plastic for your fursuit eyes. Now, I know I used foamies. I know. I couldn't find my plastic, and the foamies were the only thing I had in yellow. If you are going to use foamies, make sure you use either thick foamies or you layer it. The reasoning behind this is because your foamies will cave in or cave outwards and won't be very, durable. Plastic, on the other hand, which I bought my fursuit eye plastic off of Jill Costumes on Etsy and my fursuit eye mesh from Curlworks on Etsy. Plastic is durable, it won't fall apart, it won't rip, it won't tear, and it works pretty well for fursuit eyes. And don't glue your seams. Now, I know, beginner fursuit makers, you're gonna do this. I understand. The reasoning you shouldn't do it is because it will look messy. If you're gonna take commissions, if you're gonna make a bodysuit, if you're gonna make hand paws, do not glue your seams. Gluing seams on heads is okay, but not for commissions if you want your head to look really nice. Gluing seams on hand paws and bodysuits is not okay because they will fall apart, as a good, strong stitch is nowhere near as good. A good, strong stitch is much better than a glued seam. I personally have never glued seams on hand paws, but something tells me that if you were to make a bodysuit out of glued seams, or hand paws out of glued seams, they would fall apart. And for the last thing, do learn how to sew. This is very important, because if your sewing machine breaks and you have commission to work on and you don't know how to sew, what are you going to do? Glue your seams? Absolutely not. This is a commission. If you don't know how to hand sew, you're going to be stuck and you're going to have to look up tutorials. Before you start making fursuits, or after you start making fursuits and you want to learn how to get better at it, and you want your seams to look cleaner, you should definitely learn how to sew. I only know the blanket stitch, but I'm currently trying to learn more. I have a sewing machine, so I don't really need to know a whole bunch of stitches, but if my sewing machine breaks, at least I have my blanket stitch. I'm still getting better at it, but it is very useful. It's raining. So, yes, definitely learn how to sew, because if you're taking a commission, your sewing machine breaks, you don't know how to sew, you're going to run into some issues. And that is it for this video. God damn. Shush. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope these do's and don'ts can help you with making your fursuit heads. See ya.